All right, YouTube, once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart talking about Auburn football here on the podcast. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Auburn's going to be taking on the LSU Tigers. High implications, both teams come into the game as top 10 teams. LSU at number 2, Auburn at number 9. Auburn has to make the trip down to Death Valley, a place they have not won since 1999. I'm sure you all have heard that narrative over and over again. As a matter of fact, I was a second semester sophomore at Auburn, actually a first semester sophomore at Auburn when this happened. Actually, I was shocked because I just knew LSU was going to beat Auburn even then. Subsequently, Auburn smokes the cigars on the field but have not won down in Baton Rouge since. This game is going to be highly implicative on a lot of levels. Number one, is going to be one of the first elimination games for the SEC West. I think if Auburn loses this game, they have absolutely no chance to win the West or even have any surmountable opportunity to go to the SEC championship. LSU, on the other hand, actually, if they lose this game, would need Auburn to lose again so it would negate the head-to-head rule, even if LSU wins out. So that's how that works out. But even outside of the SEC West in general, this game has a lot of implications, and you best believe the Pac-12 are going to be cheering for the Auburn Tigers because they have two teams that's sitting right outside of the top 10, and Auburn beating LSU would usher at least Oregon into the top 10 and would also start the conversation of the Pac-12 having some kind of say as to whether you will have a Pac-12 team in the playoff or not. Now, we remember one of the favorites right now in Oregon, their only loss came to Auburn. So if Auburn continues to win, of course, their strength of schedule will continue to improve, as well as Oregon just won over Washington, who at the time was a top 25 team. So that's a very, very nice resume builder, especially when you look at the way in which Oregon lost to Auburn last play of the game. Were pretty, soundly, I wouldn't say just all out dominant, but definitely played well in the first half. Auburn slowed some things down in the second half and gave themselves an opportunity to win that game. Of course, Auburn wins it 27-21. Auburn now, having won 6 games, only lost 1 conference game. What helps Auburn with that is that it was a non-divisional loss to the Florida Gators. So this game, a lot of folks in the country are really going to be in tune to this particular Auburn and LSU game because it's really important and it could really, really shake up the top 10 and give some teams some opportunity. Also, could be looking at a situation where Ohio State really, really gets a firm spot in the top 5 in the country. Also, Georgia will also have an opportunity, say if Auburn wins this game, to ease back up. Now, the only thing about Georgia is that they don't play this week. So depending on how well teams play in the top 25, Georgia may stay the same or may even get kicked out of the top 10 because of a somewhat lackluster performance against Kentucky this past week. So there are going to be a lot of moving parts in this game. And I'm very interested to see this game for that particular reason, because of the high impact that the game's outcome will have, at least at this point in the stretch. Of course, there's a lot more football to be played. Definitely a must-win situation for Auburn if they're going to have a chance to make some noise down the stretch as far as being eligible for the SEC championship game, at least first and foremost. Also, looking at this game, Auburn comes into the game as a double-digit underdog against LSU. Now, a lot of folks are thinking, well, damn, Auburn is, 6-1, have played relatively good football. They're only allowing about 17 that can possibly have the Vegas bookies thinking, okay, Auburn is going to lose this game by 12 points. I listened to a few over the last few weeks when folks are really talking about betting on Auburn, especially in top 25 games on the road. Their most common denominator is the play of Bo Nix. The bookies do not trust Bo Nix on the road. They don't trust that he's ready for SEC play on that type of level. And it's going to be up to Bo Nix to really, really start to change the trajectory as to how teams and how the bookies look at him. Number one, Bo Nix is definitely going to have to improve when he's in minus territory. First couple of drives against even Arkansas sputtered a little bit outside of a nice run by Cam Martin. I think Bo Nix has to get a little bit more comfortable when he's not in necessarily favorable positions. Now, he did convert a few third down and more than sevens, which I think were pretty good for Bo Nix to build his confidence up. But the stakes are definitely going to be higher. I think LSU, although they statistically allow a lot of points, but they have a lot of athleticism in that secondary. And a lot of those gaps and a lot of those passing lanes are going to close very quickly. It's going to be up to Bo Nix to make some very, very sound decisions on a consistent basis. He needs to literally get on a roll in this game to give Auburn the opportunity to be victorious in a game that they're not favored to win. As a matter of fact, coming into this season, the more you look at, LSU and the way their offense is developed, I mean, he wasn't going to be favored to win. Excuse me, guys, for the outside noise. I'm actually standing outside at the moment. Wanted to go ahead and get this content out to you because I got a lot of stuff I want to cover later on this afternoon. But anyway, Bo Nix's play is going to be key. Got to protect Bo Nix. And Bo Nix and the Auburn Tigers, the coaching staff, is definitely going to have to take advantage of the fact that you have 3-4 talented running backs that could actually help leverage this offense out as well. This is no situation where Bo Nix should have to throw the ball 40 times. I'm telling you, if Bo Nix has to throw the football more than 25 times, I don't like Auburn's chances of winning this particular game. I really don't. If it's a situation where they completely shut the run game down, I don't like Auburn's chances of winning. And with the level of execution of the offense, the more opportunities, the more favorable opportunities you give this LSU offense, they really gonna go over the lid on you at a certain point. That's something that happened against Mississippi State. I thought Mississippi State played pretty well, but if you continue to not capitalize, your defense is starting to get drained. That anxiety is going to kick in, and next thing you know, you're going to have a score-heavy second and third quarter onto a 36-13 loss for Mississippi State against LSU. Now, whether Auburn wins or whether even LSU covers this spread has a direct effect on how Bo Nix plays this game. No doubt about it. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.